Perfect. Yay. So let's start in a comfortable seat. And as I sit, we can sit in Sukhasana, cross-legged like we did when we were in kindergarten. But you can also take your legs a little wider out. And this is called Siddhasana. This is the seat of the Siddha, of the, the yogis in India, the ascetics wearing their white robes and their hair's all matted and they're smoking their ganja. And so this is their seat, ankle to, or heel to heel, if this works for you. We'll take this and then lifting yourself nice and tall. Inhale, and as you exhale, stay in this tall sit. We're gonna do that again. It's gonna reach up and lift your arms up, and you might go to this like embrace sun pose, I'm gonna call it, embrace sun. And as if your palms are little antennas, you can turn them and kind of feel, oh, where do my shoulders relax? And then you'll lengthen yourself nice and tall. Maybe turn your face upwards as if you're looking at the sun. Close your eyes. And take a few breaths here in this opening, awakening position. And even with your eyes closed, just feeling into how you are. And if you think of your waist as your midpoint and can imagine a little bit of as above, as below. So reaching up through your arms, through your fingers, and grounding yourself through your legs and your sit bones. And then smile if you're not already. As you receive this, if your arms are getting fatigued, your shoulders, just lift up more, open more. Draw your belly in slightly. Breathe it in and out. And just take a few more breaths like this. And then perhaps on your inhale, bring your palms together, and as you exhale, bring them down with great reverence to rest in front of your heart. As you bow your chin and feel into that bit of energy you've opened yourself with. I'm just tuning in to the flow of your breath at this moment, at the beginning of your practice. Noticing, if you felt a lot of tension, stress lately, just noticing where that is in your body. And before we leave this place, soften your belly, soften your pelvic floor. And I just brought my hand down as I'm talking to you to just lay on my belly. And if you've been holding a lot of tension there, you might just hold it or give it some love here. You could and drop your other hand to your heart. And I just refer to the tarot cards I chose before class, and the first one is the child card of innocence. And just welcoming yourself with the innocence of a child. I made reference to how we sat in kindergarten. And I taught kindergarten for many years, and every day was a brand new day. Kids would come in so excited. And just cultivate that feeling here as you begin your practice. Good. We're just going to open with some nice deep breaths, just 3 nice deep breaths to just open yourself to prepare for your own. So inhale right to the top, hold your breath there. And take in more air if you can. And pause, hold the breath, drop the shoulders, smile, be curious. And then slowly exhale through your mouth if you want to make a noise. Let it go, feel the belly open, and we'll do that again. Inhale right to the top. Pause, lift up, take in more air. Pause, if you can do it again, do it again. And lovingly exhale. And one more, inhale. Take in more. Take in more. Soften, lengthen, and release. And just feeling the expansiveness within you as we ignite that creative spark. And we'll Om 3 times into all of this. So keeping your hands where they are, bring them to your heart, whatever you choose. Inhale. Bow your chin as you finish your own. And releasing your hands to your thighs, lifting your chin and opening your eyes. And we are going to start in seated, but I'm going to take a moment for a downward dog just to kind of shake it out, move the legs, and then come back into your sit. So, and if you wish to just sit and wait, that's fine. If you want to make it a child's pose, that's fine. And just feeling into your legs, your breath, let your head drop. Strengthen your arms in some ways, so you feel almost like from shoulders to wrists, stabilizing. Good. And then I'm just going to lift and lower my heels a few times. Lift the heels and bend the knees a few times. And then we'll bring it back to seated. Good. And whenever you get here, take your time. So I'm going to change the cross of my legs, and I'm still in this Siddhasana, if that works for you. All fine. We're just going to come into circling the torso. Then we'll rest the hands on the knees, if that works. Lengthen tall, and then start by taking yourself back. Drop your chin. And then shift over to one side, roll, make this nice circle. And, you know, really close your eyes, my friends, if you haven't, and feel what this is for you. You know, you don't have to go super fast. Feel the cat and the cow, the ribs moving, the head moving, the shoulders moving, and your breath. Here. So the third card I chose is the integrity card. And let's just change direction. So integrity in your practice is truth in your practice. It's honoring everything you're feeling, everything you're receiving. It's moving in a way that is right for you. The integrity of your own practice. But sometimes, you know, we don't know what that is until we actually get on the mat and start to move, start to feel. Good. I'm going to change direction again. And this time I'm going to just take it a little deeper. So I'll just roll my chest down towards the floor. I'm going to get the shoulders in here. In some way, I'm going to add the wrists. So just even circling the hands on your thighs and using the hands a little bit. So, you know, when it comes time to lift yourself up, that hand maybe presses down into that thigh to help with that. But that's just how I'm doing it. Whatever you're doing is beautiful and great. And then changing direction. And taking a few moments to just allow the creativity to come in. to feel, to be, to breathe. And if you are stirring, your own cauldron. Good. And let's just do 2 more circles in this direction. And then we're going to do 1 circle in each direction. So just nice circling. And then changing. Good. And then we'll come back up. And once you're up here in your center, just stretch your legs out. And again, sit on something, throw your blankets underneath, whatever you need. And from here, I'm just going to turn side to side. And, I'm just using the hands here, but you could also have the hands up. And I'm just a little turning. As you turn, you feel your hip is going to lift maybe. We're just moving the ribs. You're breathing. And the next time you come to face your right leg, keep yourself turning there. Take your right hand behind you, and the left hand can come on the floor, inside or outside. You might hold on to the right thigh. And take a little twist here. Take 1 more breath. And then inhale, you lift your hands up, turn to the left, and drop the left hand down, right hand wherever it's going to go, and turn yourself. Let's take a few moments to feel in whatever is arising. That's it. And then we'll inhale, come to center. I'm going to take my hands off the floor, bend my knees, and drop both knees over to the right. Yeah, and then I'm going to twist and bring the hands down, let the left hip lift, walk your hands over to the right, and then maybe you look towards your left shoulder. Now find a bit of cat pose, so draw your belly back. It's not a big movement. Good. And then inhale, exhale, and then take yourself back to your center. Lift your knees up. You might walk your feet over to drop them over. Take your hands to the left. Right hip lifts, walk your hands over, and then turn your head to look towards the right. And then be here, and if you can add a little bit of cat pose, so a little bit of taking your chest back, belly back, and breathe. And take an inhale, exhale, and then come back to your center. We're going to drop the knees over to the right again, so maybe the feet move. Take them down, twist yourself over. Yeah, and this time maybe you come down onto your forearms. So you might start with the right forearm first and then the left. And then you can turn your head to the left, or sorry, to the right. The palms can come together. And now I'm going to add the shoulders a little bit. So I'll take the left shoulder forward, the right shoulder back, and I'm going to add a little bit of that cat. Just pressing my heart space back, breathing. And take 1 more breath. And release, come back up. Yeah, and then again, we're just going to change the legs. So knees up, maybe walk your feet over, drop them down and come down. Good. And then you walk your hands over to the left. Once you're in it, come down onto your forearms, palms together, and you turn your head towards the left shoulder. And then I add the shoulders. So I take the right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, and a little bit of cat pose. And then as you're ready, you'll come back to your center. Yes. We're going to stretch the legs out again. I'm sitting on my prop here. Yes. And just take a few moments. We're going to lift the arms up like we did at the very beginning. So adjust your legs. Maybe you turn your thighs in. Soles of the feet up, toes up, heels on the floor, and then reach your arms up. If this is no good for your back, then keep your hands on the floor and just lift your heart. Turn your head up as if you're looking at the sun. Smile, breathe. And take one more breath. And then we'll release the hands. So I'm going to take my hands off the floor, come back to your cross-legged or your Siddhasana. Yeah. And then just to feel what's changed, let's come back to that circling. So put your hands down and then just find your circle. And I'm just going to do maybe 3 on one direction, 3 on the other. You're just feeling in. This feels more open, a little different. Okay. And then we'll just bring ourselves to sit. And we're just going to sit here for a moment. Turn your palms out, lift yourself tall. Find that place, take the hands. You might slide along the thighs a little bit so you feel the shoulders drop. Take your heart space back, your chin back, and then drop the chin down, close your eyes. And we're just going to take a few breaths here to just be in your quiet, in your stillness. And just this great reminder that you are here right now on this earth, in this time, on your mat, all of these things. And to just acknowledge this great gift. And so with gratitude, my friends, join your palms together at your heart. And we move back to downward facing dog from here. You can take your time, just moving with integrity into feeling, into being anchored in your hands, your arms, feeling your legs. And then just keep your feet on the floor, but just take them for a little walk. So you lift one heel, bend one knee as the other leg goes straight. Just do that a few times, like pedaling your feet. Good. That's it. And then just bringing both heels towards the floor, whether they touch or not, doesn't matter. As you inhale, lift both heels high. As you exhale, bend your knees. Take your tush back, lift your head, your chest. Good. And then you're just gonna straighten your legs, send your shoulders over your wrists for a little plank. And then lower your knees to the floor. Exhale, your hips back. I'm gonna keep my toes tucked under. And my chin lifted. I'm looking straight ahead. Nice, spread your fingers, anchor your hands. And then inhale, round up through your cat as you come back or up to your hands and your knees. With the toes tucked under, as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. So you inhale into your plank. Breathe here. Inhale. On your exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Inhale, maybe through cow pose. Exhale, take your hips back. Maybe you look forward. Stretch through your fingers. And then inhale up through your cat. So you round your back up to the sky, chin tucks. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Squeeze your arms towards each other. Good. And then shift forward. This time we're going to move into child's pose. So tops of the feet to the floor. Maybe the knees are wide. Hips down, head down. You can put your Hands wherever you like. So if you want to put them underneath your head or you want to reach back and grab your feet, that's fine, or reach forward. Good. Good. So we're going to take a twisted child. So if you need to put more support, do that. Take one more breath here. And then you walk your hands back a little bit. So you lift your chest and your head. And then we walk both hands over. Let's go to the right. And just take them as far as they're going to go. At the same time, I'm actually lifting my belly. I'm curling into cat pose a little bit. And then drop down. And then the next thing I'm going to do is shift both. I can kind of lift my tush up and move the hips to the left a little bit. Just enough to really get a nice stretch to the left side. Then I'll turn my head to the right and breathe. So if it's too much, you know, back out a little bit. Integrity into your own space. It's really breathing into these places that don't get breath on a regular, or don't get this nice internal massaging breath. And then you release, come back to center. And from center, walk your hands now over to the left. Good. And then you tuck in through your cat a little bit, drop down. And then the hips can shift a little bit to the right if there's space. Now this is my tighter side, so I can't move as much, and that's cool. And say, okay, I see you. I'm gonna breathe into you. And so smiling, even if it's not super happy. Good. And then releasing, and I give you yogi's choice here. You can either sit for a moment or take downward facing dog. So we're going to do 5 breaths wherever you choose to be. And it might be a forearm dog. I think I'm going to do a forearm dog. So whichever one, you put your forearms down, bring your hands together if you like. And then press up and back. Feel free to move your legs, your hips, and if you're seated, then smile. That's it. And then we're going to come back into child's pose. And you're going to keep the toes tucked under. So if you're seated, then make your way here. And we'll take this like modified child's pose we did already. So the arms are stretched forward, the gaze is forward, toes are tucked under. And then inhale, curl up through your cat onto your hands and knees. Good. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale into your plank. So you push down to the floor as if you almost want to push down to rise up. Good. And then lower your knees down. Exhale back to this modified down child's pose. Inhale through your cat pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, knees down, take it back. And we're just going to reverse that. So from here, you're going to inhale, come right up and into your plank. And your knees can stay on the floor, or you can lift them up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And lift your heels. And exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Good. With the toes tucked under, take the hips back. And this time we walk the hands back. And we're going to come up to sitting here. And I'm going to take the right hand back, and you might use a block. The left arm's going to lift, and then I'm going to lift my hips, so even just a little bit. And then exhale, take it down. Take the left hand down, reach the right arm up, and lift your hips. Okay, let's do that one more time each side. And this time I'm going to put the feet flat and come up. And just kind of feeling the difference. Do the other side. Good. Come back. And then we're just going to sit in Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Feel your breath. Good. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to take this forward into lunge. I'm going to bring the right foot forward. So if you want to come to hands and knees and do it from there, you can. I'm going to come up to kneeling just to challenge my balance a little bit. So I bring the knees together, lift up. I have the toes tucked under, and then I'm just going to lean to the left, take the right leg up, wobble, 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 and put the foot down. And then bring yourself forward into your lunge. I have my heart lifted. You can just rock a little bit front to back. You need support underneath your left knee. Put it there. Don't worry if the right foot is right in the center of your mat or it's out to the side. We're going to take it to twist. Now the next time you come forward, left hand down, right arm lifts. We're just going to open ourselves here. Let your hips drop. You can even let your right knee drop out. So the sole of the right foot might come up off the floor. Okay, with the left toes tucked under, now lift your left leg and twist a little bit deeper. Breathe. Good. And then we're going to come back downward facing dog. This time I'm going to actually, let's do three-legged dog. So the right leg can lift right up into the sky. Breathe. And then lower it down. Good. Okay, let's take that back. So let's do this little flow. As you inhale, come into your plank. As you exhale, knees down, send it back. Your little child's pose. Good. And then walk your hands back. Come and sit on your heels. Let's do that little twisty thing. Or like take your left hand down, lift the right arm up, and maybe you lift your hips. And you look towards the left, and then switch sides in your own flow. Good. That's it. And then I'm going to come to just sit as I take the left foot forward. So however you want to do it, I'm going to come up. I bring the knees together, lift up through my belly, lean over to the right, take the left leg up, and then bring it down like you're in kindergarten. You would love this. And then just rock front to back. Just feeling into whatever it is. And the next time you come forward into lunge, we'll take the right hand down, left arm up. And just breathe, let the hips drop. You can drop your left knee out to the side. The sole of the left foot might come up. You might be on the baby toe edge. And then lifting up the right leg, twisting, squeeze your hips towards each other. Breathe. We'll take it into a wide-legged from here. So we'll bring the both hands down and just walk yourself around to the long end of your mat. Legs are wide, heel toe them wider if you like. Pigeon toe a little bit. And then drop down in between your legs. So you might come onto your forearms. You might need to bend your knees. Let your head go as much as you can. Breathe. That's it. And anchor yourself, come back up onto your hands. And we're going to keep Bring the right hand right underneath your face. Let's take the left hand to your hip. And as you hold your hip, kind of push this hip back. Now start to twist and open. And you can put that hand onto your sacrum, open the shoulder, nice and strong in your legs. And then if you wish to reach the arm up, you can. 2 more breaths. Good. And then release. So put the left hand down. It could be on a block too, right? Right hand to your hip. Push the hip back as you start to turn. And then put the hand flat on your sacrum. Open the shoulder. And then you can reach the arm up if you wish. What are your feet doing? Anchor your feet, the in big toe ball of the foot, the inner heel. And release. Good. Nice, drop down one more time. Breathe. Good. Okay, and then from here, I'm gonna come back onto the hands. You might bring your feet in a little bit if you need to. We're gonna come all the way up. So I draw the belly in, take the hands to the hips, shoulders back, and then come up. Okay, now stay here, open your arms like we've been doing. Give glory. Breathe. Lift your toes up. Good ankle strengthening. One more breath. Okay, bring your hands together over your head. Bring them down in front of your heart. I'm going to jump the feet together, but you can heel toe. Jabber 1. Feel into the vibratory action of your feet, your legs, your breath. Good. Take one more breath here. Maybe you close your eyes. Release. We're going to move into tree pose. And so I feel your feet. I love to, rock front to back on your feet first, in and out, like feel your feet. And then we're going to anchor through the right leg. Maybe hands to your hips. Take the left foot up to your tree pose. And it could go anywhere here, or you grab it. And take it up high. And then we'll take those arms to that same position. Smile. Ground down through your standing leg. Reach out through your fingertips. Your breath. Anchor, anchor. Even if you're wobbling, it's okay. Be the tree. Soften through your outer left hip a little bit. Good. And then we'll bring the hands down, maybe in front of the heart. And I'm going to take this leg out and just do this little wah, like, just to, why not? And then we'll take it down. Oh, so cute. Good. Take a moment, feel. Breathe. And then anchor the left foot, shift the weight, and find your tree. Second side, wherever it is. It's all good. Yes. Play with the balance. How we strengthen our ankles actually is by moving the body in all different ways, and that poor ankle has to figure it out, but actually it's more of a poor ankle if we don't ever do that stuff. So breathing, lengthening, smiling, feeling. Where can you connect? Where can you be strong? Where can you be soft? Take one more breath. And then bring your hands down. And we'll just do that same little, all that stuff, and then take it down. Good. Okay, good. We're going to come into a forward fold here. So I might take my feet just a little bit wider. I'm going to turn to the side, actually. Then we'll inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Touch the palms over your head. And as you exhale, bring these hands right down through your center, all the way down. Bend your knees, stick your butt back, touch the earth, grab your blocks if you need it, drop your head. Maybe you shake your head, a couple no's, yeses. And we're just gonna rock the hips a little bit. Bend one knee and the opposite as you do that, just feeling in. And then feeling where you are, feet on the floor. Bend your knees, take your butt back. And so you shift the weight back, walk your hands forward. You might be on the finger pads. And then inhale, rock it forward to this little half plank. And exhale, take it back. So you can bend the knees as you go back and maybe the legs straighten as you come forward. And really being with your breath. Good. Yes, let's do one more. Good. And then we're going to take this to a twisted Uttanasana forward fold. So with the hips back, you can walk your hands back and then walk your hands over to the right. If you need to turn your right foot, let that happen. And then just dropping in, breathing, you bend your left knee. And then bring yourself back and walk your hands over to the left. The left foot needs to turn, let that happen. Bend your right knee a little bit, breathe. Good, and then coming back to your forward fold. We're gonna walk it out to a downward facing dog. So maybe the hands go for a walk or the feet go for a walk. And I don't think we lifted the left leg up yet. So bring the big toes to touch and lift your left leg up. And open it, breathe. And take it down. Okay, we're gonna come to Pigeon. So I'm gonna take the right, actually I'll start with the right leg up to the sky, and then I'll bring that right knee down to the outside of the right wrist, and the heel of the right foot just kind of over top of the left hip. And then walk your left leg back, throw your props in underneath your right hip or wherever you need it. And we're just gonna start with this rocking here. So I stay up on my hands, and I'm just shifting side to side, and everything we kind of did at the beginning, where we rocked the shoulders, looked over the opposite shoulder, breathing, good, and then lowering yourself down to wherever you like to be here. And we're gonna stay in this side because we're gonna twist in this pigeon. So if it's no good, you know, roll onto your back and do what you need to do, and or drop right onto that right hip, take the pressure off, or you can lift it up and be more centered. So it really doesn't matter. You're doing the work. You can invoke your creative spark and move with your integrity. Okay, so before we twist from here, feel the back of the heart. Can you drop that? Can you smile? Good. Okay, and then I'm going to come back up onto the hands. I'm just going to turn my body and then just walk the hands over to the right. And you can lift your belly, you kind of draw it in a little bit, use the hands on the floor, turn, and then maybe we come down onto the forearm so that that left elbow and the right knee connect. So the right hand, I might even just go onto that little tarantula where I'm on the fingers. You know, I'll turn myself a little more. So I might even be here and then turn. Good. However you're doing is great. Good. And then release, come back up onto your hands, and I'm going to do twist now towards the foot. So I walk my hands over to the left, and then I'll lower down, and again I might have elbow into the sole of the foot, and I could have the left hand down on the floor. And then just breathing, twisting. The elbow in the foot, I'm almost pushing back into the foot. Good. Okay, and then release. Come back to your center. Okay, I'm gonna lift up from here, just for fun. It's all for fun. So I'm gonna put the top of the left foot on the floor, and I feel that right knee and the left ankle are gonna hug towards each other. That's gonna lift my hips. So I can keep the hands on the floor. I'll just take them up so you can see them up. And I'm just gonna squeeze and lift. I'm lifting my arms, you don't have to do that. You know, just keeping them on the floor is good. Nice. That's just fun, maybe. Okay, when you're ready, I'm gonna switch sides through downward facing dog and come back up. And then before we switch sides, we've opened this hip. Let's lift the right leg up again. And this time we'll take it to, you know, you'll bend your heel, like dog peeing pose. Lift the knee up to the sky, the foot moves over to the left. Breathe, press the left thigh back. And then bring that foot down. And then we'll set up for pigeon on the left. So we'll lift the left leg up. And then bring that knee down to the outside of the left wrist. Foot moves over to the right. And take the time to prop up. Honor your body. And then maybe you walk a little bit side to side. It's whatever works. You know, you're on your back, I honor your practice. Whatever it is. Just feeling in the hips, outer thigh, and then dropping down into your version here, whatever feels nice. So even dropping right onto that left hip if you need to do that. That's all fine. Just being with your breath, your smile, your space, anything you're feeling, receive it, and just be, you know, in that space of gratitude for your practice, feeling and receiving. And then we're going to come into twist. I'll come back up onto the hands. I'm going to walk my hands over to the left. And maybe the right forearm comes down, elbow touches the knee, and I can move on to the left fingertips. And then I just kind of help myself twist a little bit. You make it your own. Breathing. I'm not even adding the leg. I could add a back foot, but you don't have to do that. Take one more breath. And then coming back. And through center, we'll walk the hands over to the right. And then maybe the left elbow comes in towards the foot. Be on the right fingertips. Give a little turn, but also make it your own. Breathe. And then release. And we're going to come back to that dog peeing pose with the left leg. So tuck the right toes under, lift up. You can pause in downward dog or lift the left leg straight up. Bend the knee, open the knee, take the foot over to the right and turn your head underneath your right arm. Just cut this to look, not be able to put it there. Breathe, push the right thigh back. And then release. And we're going to drop it all the way down into child's pose or sitting. Just taking a few moments to feel, to breathe, and to be. Just receiving your beating heart, the flow of your breath, the vibrancy, vibrational energy. All right, and then we're just going to come up to sit. So I'm going to bring my cushion back to sit on. And you have a block. I'm going to grab that too. And I'll just put the block aside for a moment. I'm going to sit in Baddha Konasana. So be kind to yourself. I just throw blankets here if you need to prop up. Hopefully you have everything you need. You don't need to have the blankets there, but if it helps you, then do it. And give your feet some love. Just massaging your feet, your toes, your breath. Good. Okay, I'm going to take my knuckles right into the arches of the foot and just kind of work them a little bit, kneading and feeling. Good. Okay. And then we'll just give a little light touch to the inner calves and inner thighs and the outer thighs and the knees. All of it, all of this stuff that we are so grateful for. Okay, and then once we're here, I'm just gonna adjust myself. We're gonna come back to this lifting of the arms. I'm gonna squeeze the feet together and open the toes. Lift my belly, turn the face up. Use the hands like little antennas. You know, you turn your hands, you're gonna feel a place where your shoulders are gonna drop in. And breathing. Take one more breath. And then exhale, you're gonna open your arms out to the sides. We're gonna come into forward fold and walk your hands up. And again, just moving slowly so you actually feel, oh, when that place is, or maybe the hips come in, the low back comes in, and you might feel like, oh, I just wanna rock a little bit here, invite everything to open. So take your time, and then resting in through the jaw, let the jaw go, the eyes go. Start to feel your breath moving through your back. And so that mantra card I chose says, embrace shift. We're shifting on a global level, but getting on your mat. And here we are, almost at the end of our practice. Just embrace your shift. Let your head hang. I'm holding mine up, but let your head hang. Yeah. And then slowly, we're gonna come up. We're gonna stay in this. So you're just gonna bring yourself up. You're gonna grab your block. We're gonna put the block on its long, skinny side and put the feet on either side of the block. And if your feet are long, you're gonna have heels into the block. Now I'm gonna squeeze the block and take my hands down. Squeeze the block with the feet. I've opened my toes. Lift up. Lift your heart. Maybe you take the arms up if that's okay for your back. Squeeze the heels into the block. And now I'm going to stay like this, but I'm going to pull my legs as if I'm pulling them away from the block. I'm going to squeeze and pull apart. Squeeze and pull apart. I hope that makes sense. Squeeze, pull apart, release your hands, take the block out, bring your feet back together, and then come back down. And notice what's shifted, if anything's shifted. Breathing in. Okay, soften. Take one more breath. And then release. And we're just going to do that one more time. And so this time you might put the block on its second side, or if you want to go right to the biggest, you can turn it and have the heels. So either way is all fine. And I have my heels here. I'm going to push in. I'm going to lift my arms. So I'm pushing, my toes are open, I'm lifting, and then I'm just going to pull the legs out and squeeze. And right into the inner thighs, my friends, one more time. And then release, arms down, take the blocks out. If you need to do this, do that, because we're just coming right back to the forward fold. So whatever works here. This time, you know, if we forward fold, if you want to take turtle pose with your hands underneath here and then come down, that's fine. Whatever feels good for you. Just dropping into your forward fold here. Let the jaw go, shoulders go. Release the whole pelvic floor. You know, I love when I used to teach kindergarten, I teach the kids this. I'd say, keep your head down and you're gonna get some magic. Don't lift your head. Let your jaw go, breathe. And then we get ready for magic. So you don't lift your head. Kind of walk yourself out and then find your way. Just sit in a comfortable way. The head will lift, and then you can feel the magic of this, like, you know, softness, calm energy. You know, if you have moments, my friends, where you feel very stressed or anxious, this is a great pose. Good. That's it. And then we'll just bring the hands together with great gratitude in front of the heart. And then we'll release the hands to the thighs. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and we're going to bring ourselves onto our backs. And take one of your blankets, and I'm just going to make this little sausage roll. So I kind of fold it like this, like almost all the way, and then I'll roll it up, make a nice little sausage here, and then a vegan sausage. And then I'll put it down here, and we're just going to have a little heart opening. Okay, and you might take your other blanket if you have it, if you need a support for your head. You just have it there ready to go. And if you need support for your hips, you have your blanket. So I'll come down onto here like we do, with my head lifted and my shoulders are on it, knees are bent. And then I'll push the feet. I actually lift the hips a little bit, slide myself over the blanket roll. So I feel the skin of the shoulder blades being pulled. The heart is lifted and the arms are over top of this blanket roll, out to the sides, or you can bend at the elbows if the backs of the hands are comfortable. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Just really feeling the flow of your breath. You can stretch your legs out if you wish, or keep them bent. And we'll just take 2 more breaths exactly as you are. Let them be nice and full, just like we did at the very beginning of class. That's really feeling the flow and the power, the creativity of your breath. And I'm going to stay on this blanket roll and bend your knees, walk the feet wide, and move yourself through your windshield wiper. So you drop the knees to one side and the other. And you can have your feet very wide apart in a way that feels good. You know, if it feels nice and opening, maybe you're getting some cracking through your back, and that's awesome. Even if you're not, you're doing good work. And I'm just feeling how you shift from one shoulder to the other as well here. Nice. And then we'll bring the feet to the floor, knees up. And I'm just going to take my block, if it's handy. I'm going to stay on the blanket roll as I place this block underneath my sacrum. So I'm on the blanket roll still. You might kind of adjust yourself by just lifting your chest and coming back. And you might not need anything under your head, but you can keep it there. And then just being here in this little bit of a supported place. Feel free to bring it back to windshield wiper, and it's going to be very different, not as deep, and that's just beautiful and fine. Or you could just be resting. So I just like to think of this as like a little massage for the low back and for the back of your heart. Good. And then staying in your movement or dropping into just stillness. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Really mindful, beautiful breath. So you can actually feel as you exhale the space to release, drop into the support of the shoulder blanket and the block. Soften the space between your eyes. Okay, I'm just going to take the blanket roll out from under the shoulders. And the way I'm going to do that is just walk my feet in a little bit so I can lift my hips and take that one hand and just kind of pull the blanket out. If that works for you, great. Find a way to kind of take that blanket out and to be here now with just this lift of the block underneath your sacrum, and you can put it on a higher height if you like, or keep it as it is, and so that now we have more of this cat pose happening. You feel the back of the heart grounded, Maybe the tailbone's lifting a little bit. It might also be pointing straight ahead, depending on, your block height and all that. So whatever shape you're in, receive it. If you want to stretch your legs straight and that feels nice for you, then that's fine. Okay, and then if you want playtime here, then take it. Honor your creative spark, whatever you need. So if there's anything you feel you need to do here, or you want to come off the block and just be here, or windshield wiper, or hug your knees into your chest, or happy baby, all these things. Even we did pigeon, but pigeon on your back, you could do that for a few, one ankle over knee. And as you feel ready, we'll move into Shavasana. An eye pillow, always nice. And I'm going to just take that blanket roll I pulled out and put it down to support my ankles. So that, I don't know, what's this? The Achilles heel. I'm just resting on my blanket roll. Okay. So whatever you need, take your time and honor where you are and the integrity of your Shavasana. And one of the most important poses we do. We're learning to listen, to notice the thoughts, the stories we tell ourselves in our head when our bodies are resting. And to notice also that we have the power to take ourselves out of that by just being with the flow of your breath. Put your arms in a comfortable place, maybe 30 degrees away from the body with the palms facing up, or you can bend at the elbows and rest the hands on your body. Just imagining the sun falling on your face. I'm just going to make a little extra cushion for my head. So just grab the sides of the blankets and roll them under so that the very back of my skull is supported, and I can feel like my forehead's a little higher than my chin. And then once you're set up, I'm going to stop talking, and we will Shavasana. Staying in your rest and just releasing yourself more deeply, any place you're still holding. Just bringing your attention to the flow of your breath. And as the breath starts to deepen and expand, just feeling that you can breathe into the whole width and circumference of your torso. So just feeling the breath move through the front and the back and the sides of the body. If you choose to stay in Shavasana, then I honor that time that you're gifting yourself. If you're ready to come out, just gently moving your ankles, your wrists, your fingers and toes. You might extend your arms over your head and just lengthening yourself. And then bending your knees. If you wish to hug your knees into your chest for a moment or two, then take that time here and do that. And so you bring yourself into your Shavasana, into your side, your fetal position. And just spending a few moments there, just honoring this in between. We don't want to rush out of Shavasana. We want to give it the honor it's due. Whenever you're ready, you'll make your way up to seated, and we'll just meet here whenever you get here, or don't. That's fine too. Taking your time to just sit in your Siddhasana, Sukhasana, the seat of the yogi. And just feeling in, if you want to circle yourself a few times, kind of move everything, that's fine, or just be in your stillness, feeling your breath. And just for this moment, before we leave this place of seated stillness, just feeling the nature within you. And as you're ready, with great reverence, joining your palms together in front of your heart space. Just feeling the flow of your breath, the vibrational energy, the vibrancy of your body, the creativity and the integrity. Embracing this shift of energy. And even, how you're feeling. Even gifted a word, I am feeling calm, present, connected, awake, anything. And from here, we'll lengthen, lift your chin, and stay as you are as you exhale. And we'll inhale for our May We Be Blessed mantra. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. May we be happy. And we'll seal that with one Om together. Inhale. Bowing your chin. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Peace, Om Peace. Om Namaste. And take a big breath in. Breathe into your hands. Catch your breath, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Great love in my heart. Namaste, my friends. Yes. So deep twisting practice, drink your water, and all of that good stuff, and have a beautiful rest of your day. I love you. I appreciate your presence. I honor your practice. I'll see you very soon. Namaste, guys.